On December 26, 1959, at the former World War II Naval Air Station in DeLand, Florida, Dr. John Gaffney made his 7th parachute jump, exiting Bob Lee's tri-pacer. At that time, he was a member of the Central Florida Parachute Club and came to jump into DeLand along with Chris Ebersol and Jimmy Godwin. Doc soon moved to DeLand and established the Falling Angels Incorporated Parachute Club. During the following span of 60 years, DeLand has evolved as a premier location for engaging in the activity of gravity flying within the lower depths of the atmosphere, more commonly known as skydiving. In late April 1961, Gary Dupuy, a 15-year-old local, made his first parachute jump, following in his brother's footsteps. Gary became a very active skydiver and joined several other club members as an accomplished competitor. One of Gary's highlights was a jump from an Aero Commander from the altitude of 29,600 feet in 1965. That same year, Tim Saltonstall, DeLand's first national champion, and Gary purchased a couple of airplanes and added flight instruction to the operation. The Falling Angels started to shift from a club to a business, and in late 1973 became DeLand Sport Parachute Center. Additionally, in 1973, Gary partnered with Bob Favreau to purchase N129er Hotel, a DC-3 aircraft which came to be known as Mr. Douglas. At that time, DeLand was one of only a few drop zones in the world that had a permanent jump ship that could transport up to 35 people and routinely go to higher altitudes than the commonly available single-engine aircraft, nearly doubling the average freefall time. This proved to be an important milestone, attracting more jumpers to DeLand. DeLand has been home to an exceptionally talented population of female skydivers. In February 1978, some of them got together and accomplished 2 female world record jumps in one day, a 7.4-way and a 14.8-second 10-way speedster. This is believed to be the first of many world records achieved in DeLand. During the mid to late 70s, the Slotzer-Vertats 10-way speedstar team consistently placed in the top tiers of competition, at one time winning the fabled Z-Hills Turkey Meet 6 years in a row, including a sweep of all events in 1976. In 1975, Bill Booth relocated his harness container manufacturing business, the Relative Workshop, to DeLand. Bill's innovations and inventions, primarily the throw-out pilot chute and 3-ring cutaway system, were significant developments in the evolution of modern skydiving equipment. He was recognized and awarded an FAI Gold Medal for outstanding achievement in parachute safety design and was inducted in the 2nd class of the International Skydiving Hall of Fame. In June of 1979, Mike Truffer moved to DeLand and established Skydiving magazine, considered the most up-to-date and informative publication of its time. Worldwide circulation continued until 2011. Meanwhile, Ken Coleman and his associates were methodically researching and developing a new student training method and curriculum that came to be known as accelerated freefall. Gary Dupuy supported his efforts and contributed his knowledge as a flight instructor and his previous experience with buddy jumps. An early indication of the program's potential was one of his graduates qualified for her WSCR award by participating in an all-women's 10-way star on her 15th jump. In August 1981, just as he was nearing full acceptance of the program by USPA, he lost his life in a balloon disaster. His effort survived. In December, the AFF Jumpmaster Instructor Rating Program was established and the first course was held in DeLand and then introduced to the rest of the world. Mark Borghorst, primary operator and pilot, and his partner Gary Hanna bought the DC-3 Mr. Douglas in late 1981. Their business model was to travel and operate at large skydiving events while being seasonally based at a major drop zone. In 1982, Mark and Tom Pyrus made arrangements for the following winter season to operate in DeLand. Tom recruited Desert Heat teammate Bob Hallet, and they established Skydive DeLand in November 1982, taking over operations from Gary Dupuy. The first season was moderately successful. Jim Slocum's Twin Beech Madam X and Cessna aircraft complemented Mr. Douglas. Bob and Tom wanted to top off that winter season with an impressive and attention-getting achievement. Utilizing an original training camp concept with select invited jumpers, their efforts were successful, resulting in a 72-way world record in April of '83. Turbine-powered airplanes soon became the logical choice for drop zones. Skydive DeLand partnered with Freefall Express for a few years and then parted ways. Initially acquiring their own Skyvan, Skydive DeLand now also owns a Twin Otter and 2 Packs. Occasionally, people had the opportunities to jump unique aircraft: Helio Stallion, Pilatus Porter, AT-6, Aero Commander, and even a Ford Tri-Motor, to name a few. The DeLand females accomplished several more world records in the women's category. Sandy Williams organized a 48-way in 1984, 60-way in 1986, and a 103-way in 1995. She was also the leader of the Misty Blues, an internationally renowned all-female demonstration team who raised the bar of professionalism, performing at numerous national and international air shows and special events around the world. Skydive DeLand hosted several record attempts throughout the years, including a 90-way world record whose holding time was 0.2 of a second shy of the FAI requirements at the time, the first 100-way attempts, the first successful 2.100-way sequential, and the 2.110-way sequential recognized by the FAI, the first 60-way of skydivers over 60, and several Florida and World Pups records were accomplished. The current world record for the largest freefall formation is 400, set in Thailand, with more skydivers from DeLand than any other DZ. Mike Johnston and Carl Doherty, both legendary characters at DeLand, have been on most of the large formation records throughout the world. From the mid-1970s through the 80s, they both excelled in 10-way Speedstar competition, winning 6 national championships in a row. In 1996, Carl's team averaged an incredible 2.96 seconds from a Twin Otter. Carl continued on and has won more Speedstar championships than anyone else in the world. DeLand jumpers have been innovative and eager for new experiences from the very beginning. The Falling Angels hosted one of the largest competitions, the Southeast Invitational, through the 1960s. Doc Gaffney developed and promoted freestyle and tracking competition. They performed many demo jumps, including the Daytona 500. Under Skydive DeLand, shuttle jumps were popular, as were some novelty jumps, and jumping onto Disappearing Island is a regular specialty today. In addition to being a training site for members of the U.S. parachute team, including Tim Saltonstall and Tom and Pat Shapansky, DeLand Sport Parachute Center routinely hosted the National Collegiate and Southeast Conference Championships. Locals continued winning their fair share of medals and trophies. Nancy LaRiviera and Pat O'Gwyn have continued this tradition, being on the U.S. Style and Accuracy team numerous times. 4-way competition was popular when Skydive DeLand began, and Tommy took advantage of drop zone ownership for a dedicated, concerted effort to be the best in the world. He succeeded. In 1985, the DeLand Air Bears brought home the national and world championship gold medals. Skydive DeLand's stated purpose in its charter was to establish an advanced training center for skydiving. Under Bob Hallet, it achieved this goal by providing staff and state-of-the-art facilities for tandem and AFF, advanced training in numerous disciplines including big ways and competition training. As a popular and favored training facility, Skydive DeLand revolutionized competition training by having full-time turbine jump planes with scheduled manifesting and providing support staff so that teams could make twice as many practice jumps in a day. Soon, it became the first and only DZ to be open 7 days a week year-round, year after year. Home teams continued to excel, and in 2004, DeLand Magic reclaimed a world championship, followed by DeLand Fire winning a World Cup in 2005. In 2012, DeLand for Us, US, and in 2018, DeLand Team America won the World Pops competition. In 1966, Gary Dupuis made the first known tandem jump with a 10-year-old. A unique benefit of tandem jumping is the ability to share the experience of skydiving with people with disabilities. In 1977, Mike Barber took Skykirk, an autistic child, for a tandem jump. His skydiving mother, Dana, and friends built a 12-way star to share the love of their passion. In 1983, Bill Booth and Ted Strong were actively developing the tandem parachute system. Bill and Ted did share some of their experiences, Mary Jobe and Connie Simpson being willing participants. Within a few years, the system became accepted around the world and revolutionized the introduction of skydiving to the general public. Mike Johnston and Ray Pope took up their 12-year-old kids. Bob Hallet took up his elderly mother, the popular matriarch of the drop zone, while Chet Poland, an early barnstormer, enjoyed several tandem jumps. And the unknown bearded person had his own unique way to share the love. In 1975, some jumpers were regularly flying their square canopies close together, and eventually Mike Barber and Bobby Gray did what is commonly acknowledged to be the first ever canopy hookup with their Stratostar canopies. CRW never did achieve a fanatical following in DeLand, although there were times that was being done on the drop zone. There have been a few training camps and occasional jumps. Currently, the Qatar Army team, coached by Mike Lewis, train here and have established themselves as one of the most accomplished demo teams in the world. They recently set a short-lived world record for largest night canopy formation. Currently, Scott Lazarus is our local U.S. team rep in the CRW four-way sequential this year. Performance Designs, Bill Coe and his companies have had a significant impact throughout the sport and DeLand community. Through innovative design, extensive research, aggressive marketing, and sponsoring its own factory team, PD has been at the forefront of many forms of canopy flying. Their advanced parachute canopy performances helped inspire several new frontiers, including tandem, military special ops, and swooping. The capabilities of their designs were most notably demonstrated by the dynamic landings that are practiced today. Rickster Powell was one of the earlier accomplished high-performance canopy pilots. The DeLand ditch, which no longer exists, was a popular challenge. It didn't take long for others to try swooping it and the bridge with varying degrees of success. The PD factory team collectively won a large number of national and international canopy flying competitions. Flight 1, having its roots from a partnership with Scott Miller and a consortium of PD team members, teaches advanced canopy flying military training throughout the world. Complete Parachute Solutions, created from a partnership of PD, UPT Vector, and SunPath, is a major equipment supplier and training facilitator for U.S. and various international military special forces. Kurt Bartholomew of the Alter Ego Project is currently U.S. national and world champion. In the mid-80s, Mike Michigan Sandberg started experimenting with aerial gymnastics. Soon, he teamed up with Deanna Kent, who shared a similar passion. They were hugely instrumental in introducing to the world what came to be known as freestyle skydiving. From 2013 to 2017, Amanda Mandrafino of Anamare Freestyle Team has been a 5-time U.S. national champion. Throughout the years, a segment of recreational jumpers challenged themselves by pursuing new forms of flying. Multi-dimensional and other unique forms of free-fall flying have been added to the skydiving menu. Sit flying, also known as shoot-as-ease, back to earth, head down, angle flying, and hybrid dives have been around in one form or another for the past 40 years. Sky surfing also emerged as a new form, and Bob Hallet himself became quite proficient and shared his knowledge with anyone interested. Patrick de Gaillardon frequently trained here. Wingsuiting, which had its origins in early barnstorming days, came back a few years ago with modern materials and fresh ideas. Refined and improved advancements propelled this activity into the mainstream, and it's now a popular activity with its own competition and its records. Yari Kusma did a lot of testing and development of his Birdman suit here. Several of Yari's initial prototypes were inspired by Carl Loring, a 1950s airshow parachuting performer and batwing jumper. Today, Dan Darby of Argus Flight is on the U.S. national team. In 2001, Vladi Pesa took it to another level and did a wingsuit tandem jump. The next year he did a dual tandem wingsuit jump and also did the first free fall wingsuit and canopy hookup, creating a new discipline known as XRW, Extreme Relative Work. In the early days, air-to-air photography was a film format, either still or motion, and quite rare. Freefall competition was initially judged using ground-to-air telemeters. Bill Sutton, one of our earlier freefall camera people, assembled a video system including a battery pack attached below his rig. As technology progressed, people were putting various combinations of cameras on their helmets. Wes Rich innovated camera mounts with custom molded helmets, which were a forerunner to today's lightweight helmet systems. Gus Wing and Norm Kent, two of DeLand's more prominent cameramen, have been published in numerous print publications and film productions around the world. One of the truly unique things that has happened is that DeLand attracted one company after another until it became the largest concentration of parachute equipment and service companies in the world. The industry has hosted 2 Parachute Industry Association symposiums and 2 DeLand parachute equipment exhibitions in recent years, attracting attendees from around the world. Companies include UPT Vector, Performance Designs, Complete Parachute Solutions, Altitude, Vigil America, Parachute Laboratories, Aerodyne, Icarus, Blue Sky Magazines, Merlin Suits, TSOD, Fluid Wings, and others all contribute to making DeLand the skydiving capital of the world. Additionally, the drop zone operation itself is responsible for the livelihood of numerous people, from management, operational and manifest staff to the maintenance crew, pilots and aircraft mechanics. Tandem masters, instructors, video people, coaches, and riggers are all involved. Flight 1, Skydive University, Tribute, Fly for Life, Perfect Spot is a welcome and favorite place on the drop zone. For the last 38 years, the one constant has been Bob Hallet at the helm. His knowledge of the business has evolved, and he is responsible for the success of Skydive DeLand. Perhaps what sets him apart from most other drop owners is his all-encompassing knowledge and experience. As a 4-way competitor, large formation jumper, camera person, sky surfer, canopy flyer, instructor, tandem master, and jump pilot, Bob has excelled. He fully understands the needs, desires, and requirements of his fellow jumpers. Additionally, his positive energy, compassion, and generosity contribute to a good vibes atmosphere and a great place to skydive. Thank you, Bob.